In this lecture, we will learn how we can use Python to calculate the amplitude spectrum and power spectrum of a signal. Now, the amplitude spectrum is just the Fourier transform of a signal. And in this section, we have calculated the Fourier transform many times. Now, consider this signal. This signal has amplitudes 5, 2, and 7, and frequencies 2, 4, and 6. So this signal is a multiplexed signal. It has 3 components. It basically has 3 sine waves whose frequencies are 2, 4, and 6. And their respective amplitudes are 5, 2, and 7. Now, if we calculate the Fourier transform of the signal, we will get exactly this representation. And this representation is called the amplitude spectrum of a signal. So the amplitude spectrum of a signal is just the Fourier transform of the signal, because in this representation, we see the similarities at 2, 4, and 6, which are exactly those frequencies that are present in this multiplexed signal. So at 2 Hz, the amplitude was 5. At 4 Hz, the amplitude was 2. And at 6 Hz, the amplitude was 7. And that is exactly what appears in the Fourier transform of a signal. So that is why the Fourier transform is the amplitude spectrum of the signal, because in this transform, the amplitudes appear at those frequencies where the signal has similarities. So 2, 4, and 6 are the frequencies that are present in the original signal, and their amplitudes are exactly the same as those present in the original multiplexed signal. So this representation, which is obtained by taking the Fourier transform of a signal, is called the amplitude spectrum. Now, the power spectrum is not difficult. If you take the square of this amplitude, you will get the power spectrum. It means at 2 Hz, if the amplitude spectrum is 5, its power spectrum will be 25. Similarly, at 4 Hz, if the amplitude spectrum is 2, it means the power spectrum is 4. So to find the power spectrum from the amplitude spectrum, you just have to square the amplitude value. So let us understand this concept more with some fresh examples. Now, we can see that these are the modules that we have to import into our Python environment to generate the signal and to calculate the Fourier transform of a signal. So let us understand this cell. Now we have to generate a signal. So these are the parameters of the signal. The sampling rate is 256 Hz. The time vector is between 0 and 1 second. And it will take intervals that are equal to 1 over the sampling rate. It means the time vector corresponds to sample indices from 0 to 255. That is, it has a total of 256 samples. So this is our first sine wave. The amplitude of the sine wave is 0.5 and its frequency is 2. The second wave has amplitude 2 at 4 Hz. And the third wave has amplitude 3 and its frequency is 6. So we can add these 3 sine waves to get the multiplex signal or a combined sine wave. So let us understand the cell that generates the multiplexed signal. Now here we are calculating the Fourier transform and we are also calculating the power spectrum. You know from the previous lecture that the simplest way of calculating the Fourier transform is to use the FFT algorithm. So this step, SciPy.FFT.ft, will calculate the Fourier transform of our multiplex signal X, and then we will take the absolute value of the Fourier coefficients or Fourier amplitudes, because we know that the Fourier coefficients or amplitudes are complex values. Now, this will calculate the absolute value. And finally, we will normalize those amplitudes. Now, we know that every time we calculate the amplitudes or the coefficients of the Fourier transform, we have to perform 2 corrections. That is, we have to convert indices into frequencies, and we also have to perform the amplitude correction. So here we are converting the indices into frequencies. And by now, we are very familiar with this step, and the next step is to correct the amplitudes, or basically to incorporate the negative frequencies into the positive frequencies by multiplying the amplitude values by 2. So this gives us the amplitude correction or the amplitude spectrum. And what is the power spectrum? As I said earlier, The power spectrum is just the square of the amplitude spectrum. So in this cell, we have calculated x amp, which is the amplitude spectrum, and x power, which is the power spectrum or the power of the signal. Now, we are going to plot. For plotting, what we are doing is plotting x, our original signal, against time. And then we are plotting x amp, that is the amplitude spectrum. And then we are plotting x power, which is the power spectrum. So let us run this cell to plot these values and see what we are getting. So we have obtained a signal with frequencies 2, 4, and 6 Hertz, and we have the amplitude spectrum and the power spectrum. Let us open this in a separate window so that we can understand it very clearly. So you can see that this was our multiplexed signal. It had frequencies 2, 4, and 6. That is why we are getting higher values only at those frequencies. Now, the amplitude spectrum is shown in yellow and the power spectrum is shown in magenta, and you can see the advantage of the power spectrum over the amplitude spectrum. Now, if you look here, this value is 3 and this value is 2. So in the amplitude spectrum, we can see that there is not much difference between these two values. But when we take the power spectrum, the larger value is highlighted more strongly. That means this value is the more dominant feature of the signal, and it appears more prominently in the power spectrum. So, what is the power spectrum doing? It is highlighting the strongest feature or the most prominent feature in the signal, and it is suppressing the less dominant features. If you see here, the amplitude spectrum value is higher than the power spectrum value for the smaller component, because the amplitude spectrum was 0.5, and when we take the square of 0.5, we get 0.25. So that 0.5 was the less dominant feature of the signal, and when we take the power spectrum, it compresses this feature even more. It means during the power spectrum calculation of the signal, those features that are less dominant become less and less prominent, and those features that are more dominant become more and more prominent in the power spectrum. So in this way, you can see that the amplitude spectrum and power spectrum are very easy to calculate. Now, here we did not calculate only the discrete values at 2, 4, and 6. And the reason is that we want to clearly see the difference between the amplitude spectrum and the power spectrum. If we took only the discrete values here, then in that case, the power spectrum would overlap with the amplitude spectrum, and we would not be able to see the difference between them very clearly. So, in this way, we can see how the power spectrum of a signal highlights the most prominent feature of the signal. You can see that this is very easy to calculate. So here we are not using plt.stem. Instead, we are using plt.plot for both the amplitude spectrum and the power spectrum, so that we can see the amplitude spectrum clearly on top of the power spectrum and the power spectrum clearly relative to the amplitude spectrum. So the power spectrum is a very prominent way of representing a signal in the frequency domain because it highlights those features that are most dominant in the signal.